What's good?
The one and only young Palawan, Evan Teague.
What's up?
So, for those who don't know, real quick, Evan Teague, we went to the same e-commerce conference in Chiang Mai, October 2014.
We did.
Dropship Lifestyle Conference. Freshman class, their first annual retreat.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest dropshipping or e-commerce conferences in the world.
Yeah.
And actually, I did a podcast with Anton a couple weeks ago.
Nice, you got him.
Yeah.
Cool. He's a hard man to contact sometimes.
Yeah, so super beast. Shout out to Anton for getting us out to Thailand.
Yes, sir.
And so that's how our journey started. We met 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And Evan's a college dropout. We'll get to that a little bit later. We're going to start off this video with Changu versus Ubud, Bali.
Yep.
And then a little bit later, maybe in a part 2, we'll talk about kind of a little bit of our backgrounds more about being digital nomads for the past 4 years. Evan's college dropout. I finished college 2 years after college came out. Anyway, but yeah, we've been Evan's been the #1 homie for like 4 years out in this region of the world, based in Southeast Asia. And you've done a good amount of time in Ubud.
Yeah.
And I've done now, this is like my 5th month in Changu.
Yeah.
And I visited Ubud for a few weekends, including with my parents. So, have you done any time in Changu or just visits?
Yeah, just visits. I mean, I'm not a surfer, so I don't come down here as much. It's not that that's the only thing here to offer or whatever. There's a lot of things, but personally for me, I don't do a whole lot of Changu just because it's, I don't know, Ubud is more my vibe. Like I have work to do, but not even like online. Like I'm doing my inner work in Ubud a lot. So for me, it's like really helpful. It's not like you can't do that in Changu. It's just I think that Ubud is definitely more geared to that. So that's personally why I've spent a lot more time out there. I really enjoy it. Back in the end of 17, I was doing videos from my balcony, from my, I had like a rooftop little meditation hut thing, and I have the Bali backdrop and whatnot. Did a few videos about like kind of what I was learning there. And I did 4 months out total in the end of 17. So now, yeah, I'm just hanging out for a quick trip, to be honest. I mean, I'm not here for a stay, but always enjoy to be welcomed back in Bali. I mean, it's a positive energy here that welcomes you back every time you come. So it's amazing, yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess for people that don't know or maybe thinking about coming here or whatever, so there's Bali, and then kind of the main 2 areas are Changu and Ubud. Changu is where we're at now. It's on the beach, and Ubud is basically like 45 minutes to 1 hour inland. Yeah. And that's basically it. That's the main difference, obviously. Yeah,
I mean, there's tons of places as well. Like you could be based, but like a lot of people go to Seminyak or North Kuta to surf as well, or just party or just hang out. And Ubud, like I said, like Riley said, there's 2 main ones, Ubud and Changu, but a lot of people find their little nooks around different places in Bali, or even the Gili Islands, or different places in Indonesia and whatnot. But for Bali, yeah, people tend to be gravitated to those 2 spots in general, and kind of figure out which one they like more and what to spend more time in and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And so for the Changu area, I actually have a video on my channel called the Changu Guide. And that's where I break down kind of Changu, the cost of living, Changu versus Seminyak, and then Seminyak versus Kuta. Kuta is kind of like, I call it like the Cabo area, like way more touristy, super clubs, big ass resorts and stuff like that. Seminyak kind of in the middle, some great beach lounges, great nightlife. It's where we're going tonight. To kick it at La Favela, and then Changu is kind of the surfer vibe, digital nomads, organic cafes everywhere, and just kind of a chill vibe, and that's where it's at. And then Ubud, take a 45-minute motorbike ride inland, and the biggest difference is like I think there's no nightlife at all, really, in Ubud.
Hardly any, Hardly any.
Everything
shuts down around 10 p.m. to be honest. Like even if you want a burger or something after dark, it's like not dark, but after 10. Good luck. Yeah. Like you better plan ahead, because there's not a whole lot of stuff open all night or anything like that. Yeah.
So there's like a couple like bar lounges, like that one hookah bar lounge place. And it's kind of more like in the jungle vibe, and I think of it more as for like yoga people if you want to go and like have like a quiet super quiet, like not a ton going on, like people just meditating and getting right and drinking green juice. Of course there's organic cafes and amazing food
here also, but
so tell people what you were eating like last night, some like crazy and like the diet and food regimen.
I mean, I was just saying to Riley that I just feel blessed to be able to experience all this at once, because it's like the currency rate obviously is always in your favor in Southeast Asia, but even when you're past that as well, like you're doing well, okay, that you could be doing this anywhere really, it's still just, you feel grounded and feel thankful to be in Ubud, or Bali in general, but Ubud because you can eat so clean, so healthy, so straight, so positive, because there's green juices everywhere, there's organic cafes, there's organic food, almost everything is like vegan, so if you're vegan and you vibe with that food, then that's very good for you as well. Like you don't really have to keep choosing in the menu and be super careful about it. Everything is like, okay, this wrap is made out of like coconut meat, and then there's like fresh vegetables that are all raw stuffed inside, and then there's like cheese made from cashews inside, and you can drink cashew milk with your coffee or whatever, because I was telling Riley the place that we went was on this perch where it saw over the entire city, so it was a really nice view as well, the greenery and the nice skies, like. And then you're eating like a jackfruit or taro steak.
Pulled jackfruit.
Pulled jackfruit steak. Yeah, it's like, what is that? And like cassava fries and like cashew nuts, cashew cheese, and then like a side of sweet potatoes with some ranchero or whatever. It's all homemade organic stuff, and it's so easy to do that. Like the juice that I just had this afternoon is just like all the raw greens, like and all spirulina also, spinach, kale, all the real ones, like the actual, coming from raw pressed, slow pressed juice, and spirulina, plus turmeric and ginger, and all these other like maca root things. It's like, it's amazing, dude. So then you drink that, you feel amazing, you continue to detox and be clean and be healthy and happy, and it's very easy to do that, and it doesn't break the bank either, and it's just like, it's just a win-win, and you just feel amazing. So thankful to do that.
What is that restaurant called?
Zest? That one's a new one. It's called Zest. Yeah, so definitely, it's always busy, it's always packed, everybody loves it, everyone knows about it, so it's packed, but it's a good one. And I mean, it's just, it's perched right up on the top of the city, if you will, that leads the main one into Jalan Raya Ubud, and it's beautiful. And so that's just one example of like, thousands, maybe not thousands, but like definitely dozens, and definitely maybe even hundreds, because there's all these little tucked away cafes and like restaurants and amazing places where you can meet up friends with just good vibes, good food.
And good vibes, good clean ass organic food, as you guys know. Check the link in the description. Maybe by this point I'll have some Ubud guide out. I have a full like Changu, my favorite organic cafes guide, and especially the ones with air conditioning.
Yeah, totally.
Because most aren't, but there are definitely a good couple handfuls of ones in Changu. And I guess if you're a digital nomad, like in Ubud, they have the main co-working space.
Outpost.
Ubud and Outpost.
Ubud and Outpost,
Ubud and Outpost. And in Changu, of course, they have Dojo, Tropical Nomad, Outpost. Those are the three that come to mind right now.
You don't want to be sweating all over your computer, it's like, it's a small downside or whatever, but like all the cafes in Bali, they're more natural. Some of them are made, the seating is made out of bamboo or natural wood or whatever, so it's kind of like that, and then it's outside with the shack of the roof, so you're sitting there kind of outside and it's hot, and so you don't, it's hard to focus when you're sweating all over your keyboard, you know what I mean? So you do need the ones with the ACs and whatnot. So
many do have the fans when it's open air. I mean, if it's open air, usually a cafe or a restaurant will have the fan outside. But check my blog article. I've been on the mission this last 4 months to visit every air-conditioned cafe, and I've hit like the majority of them. So you can look at that list. I guess I'll go ahead and to like my kind of grind routine out here is in the daytime I'll go to a cafe, normally an air-conditioned one, and I will order coffee, and I will work for like an hour or two sipping my coffee until I get hungry, and then I will order my food, and then I will continue working for an hour or two, and like 3 to 4 hours is like totally normal. Obviously this has been my normal for the past 4 years as a digital nomad, the kind of cafe hustler. Totally normal. Tons of laptops you'll see in cafes all around. Obviously this is one of the biggest digital nomad hotspots in the world. Here, Chiang Mai, Saigon,
Medellin,
and Bangkok, Medellin, KL.
There's a bunch, KL, Singapore. I mean, it's really like, now it's like, even that term is digital nomad. It's like some people are not even digital nomads, they're just working online, and they live wherever. So, or maybe they just live where they live. Maybe they're Malaysian, maybe they're Singaporean, and they're just like, they can work anywhere as well. So obviously, thankfully, this type of vibe is just permeating our cultures no matter what border we're from. So that's just a cool thing to see as well. It's just like people are just doing their thing, like, so all these, it's like there are the hubs that pop up, but I also feel that like some of this is just like, the locals just catching on in general, and they're just like they're like, all right, well, let's work from wherever, you know, like
Yeah.
maybe they're traveling, maybe they're on a business trip or whatever. So it's kind of, it's cool to see that progression of things is just rolling. So
Oh yeah, even in the last 4 years, like there's a video that I put on my Instagram by the Valuetainment guy on YouTube.
Patrick David.
Yeah, basically recapping the news that like Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft are all openly. How did I get into this subject? Openly, this subject has to do with college. They're openly not requiring a college degree, but the point I wanted to make was companies are allowing their employees to work remotely and work from home, and more and more companies have done that. So it's more common that we've met people who just work for a company remotely. So after I have coffee, lunch at a cafe, I'll go to the gym. Normally CrossFit Wanderlust has been my go-to, but also Nirvana Strength, which is kind of a gymnastics gym, and they have classes there as well.
Nice.
Amazing.
Freestyle.
Also Nest, Changu. Nest is a cross training gym, a HIIT gym, functional training gym, and they have classes as well. So first couple months I did a membership at CrossFit Wanderlust, maybe $115 a month, and then this past couple months I've been bouncing back and forth between Nirvana and Nest. Amazing gyms in Changu.
And I've seen your stories too all over the place. All these sick gyms.
Yeah, I mean, they also have Avenue Fitness, which is where Parker and Danny are coming back from right now.
I saw an MMA gym on the way here as well.
Oh yeah, there's also Bali MMA, which is right next to CrossFit Wanderlust. Oh, there's also CrossFit S2S, which is a smaller CrossFit box. I've been there several times. There's also, Avenue Fitness has the steam, sauna, and ice bath. Same with Nirvana, sauna and ice bath. Every time I go there, always sauna, ice bath, ice bath. Do the back and forth thing.
Dude, it's so helpful.
You can also do that at Avenue Fitness, which is kind of like the LA Fitness.
Sick.
And then people are telling me there's also a spa called Amo Spa. It's kind of like an onsen vibe. I haven't been yet, but
that's
we're gonna
where the homies were recently. Amo Spa.
Yeah, it's apparently like also kind of like a social thing you can do the sauna, do the ice bath, steam, stuff like that. So amazing gym, health facilities. What about Ubud?
Ubud's amazing. I mean, like honestly, to be honest, I've been 100% on my own flow recently. So like I haven't picked up an iron thing since like January. So like I've just been experimenting because I think that in general, like, you know, you're doing CrossFit and freestyle stuff and you've been onto that. That's like your way of doing like kind of like cutting the chains on traditional exercise and stuff. For me, I'm recognizing how much more I need to do that because I used to just be lifting at the gym and just being strong and all that, and like just getting that way of one-dimensional thinking, and that's okay. But for me, it's like I also like to do jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and MMA, and so when I'm doing those things, I'm actually trying to cross everything up. So this time, I'm just experimenting with like the calisthenics type of stuff and swimming and body weights and pull-ups and sit-ups and things like that, where I'm just like, I don't need to be like jacked and strong, but still feeling like kind of stiff and kind of like I don't move, you know, like the joints are kind of clicking, you know, and I'm like, that's not good. I need to like relax, and it's kind of like yin and yang, you know, I need to balance it. So I've been doing a lot more yoga and swimming, like I said, and pull-ups and push-ups, sit-ups, and that type of stuff just to stay body weight for now. So I'm experimenting. So I'm like probably the worst person to date to ask that for right now. But there are a lot of cool gyms. I used to go to just a regular like local Balinese like lifting gym, just like a regular one where it would be like all Balinese locals. And I like that vibe because it's like everybody's really committed to just getting strong there. And then there's some other ones, but I forget the name, so I'm probably the worst person to ask right now at the moment. I
googled it. There's like some Ubud Fitness Center.
I've heard about that one. It's
kind of a medium to large like gym. But I do know that I do not believe at this time there's a CrossFit there. So for like CrossFit people, I don't think there is one. But of course there's unlimited yoga. Anywhere you go in Bali, of course, unlimited yoga.
The Yoga Barn is amazing for that. I will say that.
Yoga Barn.
A lot of people love Yoga Barn. There's also Radiantly Alive for yoga. That's another one. So there's a lot of cool places around that, around the yoga focus. But Yoga Barn also offers a lot of meditation. They have ecstatic dance. They have the meditation like gong and sound bath and Tibetan bowls and things like that. And actually I was going to go tonight for that, but I switched up my plans because we have a homie who has a good birthday this weekend and stuff like that. So we're doing the week-long celebration at the moment like we do. So I guess I was like, you know, I'm not going to be here for very long, so I want to come through that. But when I get back, I'm going to do that on another night as well because it's the same one. But it was so powerful last time with the Tibetan bowls and gongs and things like that. It was so powerful that it got me into a state that I remember 2 years later.
Wow.
So I will be going to attend that for sure. It's at nighttime as well. You lay down. It's very yin, very like feminine. Like you don't do anything. You just sit there, and she kind of like, you know, facilitates and brings the gongs over and like does the bowls and like puts them in your face as well, so you can feel kind of like also which vibration resonates with which chakra. So sometimes maybe it's like the throat chakra that you need a little bit of healing of, or the heart you need to open a little bit more. They also have like cacao ceremonies, you know, drinking cacao, thing like that, to open the heart. So there's a lot of stuff like that that you would just not know of until you went there. So it's really cool. Yeah,
absolutely. A word that I've heard is sound healing.
Yeah.
So that's, some people call that sound healing.
Yeah.
With like the gong and the bowls.
Yeah.
So that's a sound healing ceremony, cacao ceremony, ecstatic dance ceremony, and they're all do these at these yoga places. I experienced my first one here in Changu just recently. It was called the Bali Mastermind Party. And my first thing of this, and it was actually held at Nirvana, which is the gymnastics gym.
Nice.
Whole cacao ceremony. Well, it started with, I gotta make a video of it, so check the link in the description if I've done it. It started with like yoga, like breath work. Yeah. So there's breath work, there's sound, like so many like these like hippy dippy like yoga type like healing things that people are obviously into. So it started off with some breath work, yoga, everyone like getting the energy, and then like some like shaking it out, and like then some like, I don't know, little bouncing around, and then the cacao comes out, and cacao is like this raw chocolate, and then you put it in a drink, and it kind of like, the way I describe it is like yoga, huge exaggerated cheers, and then everyone's just like holding up their cup of this raw cacao, which is like one of the most electron dense superfoods.
Yeah, antioxidants are crazy off there as well.
So do they do the thing where you like do your prayer to the north, south, east, west?
Yeah, different directions.
Yeah, so you're like setting your intentions, which is like cool, like just to do anyway, like set your intentions and goals for like this year and shit, and you're like doing this whole like ceremonial like thing, and then you like you're like thinking about all of these like intentions and stuff like going into the chocolate, and then at the very end you like put it to your heart, and you're like, okay, now get those intentions to go into your body, like so all this like energy healing. That's like the kind of genre of thing this is. And then you're like, all right, they're like, all right, when you're ready, when you got the energy from it, then go ahead and take a small sip. Then you're like drinking your intentions and your dreams. Is like very dope ass concept for anyone that's like ambitious or like you know any business person.
Yeah, essentially, I mean, it's like a lot of people are into business that do this, but a lot of people are not at all, and they're really just setting the intention. Like there's a clear delineation that I want to make for some people as well, because like some people want to set attention for their goal, but also some people want to set their own intention for their life or their body healing or their physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental bodies, because these are different bodies that we all have, that we all connect with on those planes as well. So like our mental plane will resonate with the mental body will resonate with the mental plane, and we choose which one we want to tap into, in other words. So essentially, like we have cacao, like cacao is one example, but they have so many different things. You don't really need it. You could do it with water, you could do it with whatever you're trying to charge with the intention. But like Riley said, it's kind of like cacao has its own spirit and tobacco has its own spirit. You know, these different plant medicines are intelligent, and you kind of give the nod to that plant spirit as whatnot, and you're consciously taking it into your body because you know that it can help you. But cacao specifically resonates with the heart chakra, so it can help open your heart as well. So that's why a lot of people, I think, they use it, but they want to set the intention on what they're trying to get out of it as well. You know, like how they can connect with the plant and get a lot out of the plant as well as like kind of grow with it and learn from it, because all you really need to do that is to have the awareness of it. And if you don't have the awareness, then you can kind of drink, and a lot of people like to drink, smoke, hang out, eat, whatever, like they do this all unconsciously. But like food is medicine. Like, you know, we've gotten, I'm not going to go on a super long tangent, whatever, but you know what I mean? Like we've been sold a big bill of goods about how medicine is like in the pill form and this and that, but all raw natural ingredients are just medicine. That's what we have had for thousands of years, and we've been able to have those at our fingertips. So cacao is one of them. You know, obviously blueberries, mango, whatever you want to use. I mean, tea leaves. I mean, there's thousands. But like, you know, cloves, peppermint, whatever. There are so many. Turmeric, ginger. Like all these things have a specific vibration and have a specific like duty to fulfill in our body as well. So if we use it consciously, and we also kind of give the nod to each direction, then we can really get a lot out of the plant for our bodies and our not just our physical body, but mental, emotional, spiritual, as I said. So it kind of comes full circle, and it has a lot of things to be conscious of. And then when you're conscious of them, then you can start working with those plants. And that's kind of where the real healing takes place, because sometimes it's about goals. Sometimes it's more about just the intention about like, how do you feel and what do you need at the moment, you know? Like, what do you need to heal? What do you need to work on? And what does that correlate with? And so that's at least my little 5 seconds about like how I feel about these type of things, because, you know, I think that's important to be conscious of those things. And if you are, you can get a lot of healing out of it, you know, like a relationship, you know?
It's like, I mean, as they say, yoga is like half of it is like the meditation over like the physical thing. So like this whole cacao ceremony thing is like just kind of a form of like yoga, if we whatever want to call it, form of meditation, you know, form of like awareness, you know, like yoga is popular worldwide, and it's kind of along these same lines of like just becoming aware, fucking being chill, and just becoming aware. And Bali happens to be one of the spiritual awakening, whatever, awareness, healing places of the world, and that just happens to be where we're at right now. And so after that, which is, let me know if you guys have experienced anything like this, but there was a sober dance party. And so after the cacao, there's like a DJ, and the DJ played some music and then came like in front of the group, and she was like doing this like clapping, and then like everyone like kind of like warming up, and then like these like little like jumping, whatever. And then she had this like specific DJ set to warm everyone up, and then like the lights started to dim, and then it was just like this like tribal music, kind of mixed with techno, like and it was super sick. And
everybody's on the cacao and they have caffeine.
It definitely does give you a definite boost. Like think about drinking a whole thing of raw chocolate. You're definitely gonna get energy from that for sure. And the music starts going louder, and like it turned into everyone took their shirts off, sweaty, primal, huge dance party, sweaty, primal thing. And like it was in a gymnastics gym, so people were like doing ring swings, and like I just wanted to do pull-ups. People were doing pull-ups and handstands and cartwheels,
grounding in the earth,
and then by the DJ, people were like literally having, it was like a club, like having a dance party, you know, mixed with like popular music too, like this tribal techno and stuff. It's like hippie dippy DJ, you know what I'm saying? And that was the first time in my life that I have ever danced like that, like danced hard, also not on alcohol. First time in my life. So interesting. It's cool.
Yeah, it's similar to what I've heard about the ecstatic dance. I've not made it out there, so I can't really talk much about it, but a lot of people really enjoy that and get a lot out of it. I just went to a meditation as well recently that I used to do in Ubud. It's kind of like a group community meditation, so people are like holding hands, and it's kind of funny, but you know, it's like everyone's, especially if you've never done it before, everyone's kind of uncomfortable like what's going to go on, but maybe 20-30 people in the room, and we do like a breathing meditation, and we focus specifically on like 7 rounds of breathing. It's kind of similar to pranayama if you're familiar with that, and we go focus on after each breath or each round of breathing, we focus on each chakra, and you do the full exhale, and then start with the root chakra, the very bottom, and then you do the full inhale and focus on the crown chakra and hold the breath, and then you go back into your breathing mode again and again. It's kind of like it's kind of like transcendental meditation, but you can actually feel the entire vibration going up your line of the chakras, as well as like holding hands with people, and the energy is passing between you as well. So like our hands are both vibrating as well. Like there's a lot of qigong, if you want to talk about that, prana, a lot of energy coming, life force coming between all of us, and everyone gets their own healing after that. Some people are crying, some people are yelling, some people are just kind of going through the motions. So it's just really cool. That one can really start stimulating what you're working on, or what you maybe have not worked on, you know, what your shadow elements or whatever. A lot of people talk about Mama Bali. It's like this place, when you land, at least for me, I can feel the positive vibes when I come here. And then Mama Bali, if you will, she makes you look at your stuff. So it's kind of like making you look at your stuff that you've been avoiding, you know? So if you have a lot of that, if you don't, you know, it makes sense too. But if you have a lot of that, you know, you can look at your stuff and like really dive deep, and you can choose to take the responsibility to like start doing the inner work. So there's that aspect of it as well. So I really just appreciate this place a lot for what it is.
This all reminds me, like everyone, if you listen to Joe Rogan podcasts, like you hear about like ayahuasca, like ceremonies and stuff, and like the thing that I'm thinking about now, it's like these are all kind of what they say about ayahuasca. It's like, you know, helping you have revelations, helping you open up, helping you know, the Mother Earth or whatever, like bring things up that, you know, questions that you need to be asking. So these are all just like forms of what do you want to call it, healing or whatever. And then of course, like ayahuasca is like a super intense high level version of this, you know, mixing in with these psychedelic type plants. But all of this ecstatic dance and the yoga, even a little bit, is the same kind of idea. It's like this natural healing, like revolution. That's really the oldest thing ever, but it's becoming more mainstream into like Western.
People don't need plant medicines. Like really, you can do the entire journey sober. You don't need anything else at all. But when you connect with the plant medicines and their spirit, you learn a lot from them if you're open and honored to them and respectful to them. It's like, it's not like you have to have it or you need to use it. It's just like, that's something that can accelerate your growth, or maybe rip the band-aid off of what you were not looking on before, or maybe it can like kind of give you a new insight that's immediately powerful, and then you do the work subsequently with the 3 months or 4 months that you have afterwards or whatever. So it's not like you need to do ayahuasca or you have to do these retreats or whatever. It's just a powerful way to get into it, and a lot of people choose to do it totally naturally with yoga and meditation. I mean, some people have spent decades in caves meditating for their whole way, and they can reach these transcendental states, and they don't have to have a drop of anything. So it really is kind of what you want to choose. Some people integrate the two, but I kind of look, for me at least, I kind of look at these as just an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity to go deeper and to have a relationship with a new type of thing that will teach you something different. So when you have that type of open mind and open heart, like again, the third eye connects with the heart chakra. Those are very connected elements, and when you have both of them at the same time, then you're able to learn a lot from whatever you're going through, even when it's hard and tough. And some things are very tough in life. So when you're able to look at it that way and be thankful for it instead of just like resisting it, then a lot of this healing comes through, you know? So yeah, you're right. Like, it doesn't have to take these type of things, but it's kind of up to you.
So real quick, shout out to Chris Chu, who is also another Chiang Mai freshman. We met 4 years ago at the same dropship conference. If you happen to be the person that's been looking for the ayahuasca things, go to his website,
ChristopherWChew.com.
Christopher W. Chu, or Hero's Journey Experience. That's what he does. So he does these ayahuasca retreats in Peru, and he's another homie.
He's one of my favorite people on the planet. Like really, top one.
Speaking of other people on the planet. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
What's up, King?
Sorry to interrupt. Not sorry.
Not sorry. Not sorry.
Good to see you, man.
My man, right? Hell yeah. Good to see you.
How's the ride down here? Good to see you.
Smooth.
Smooth ride from the wood.
What's good? What's good, my man?
How we living?
My kings, what's good?
Nice to see you. We just hit you up for some protein shakes, but
oh yep,
didn't hit you up too.
Okay,
we're in the podcast studio.
Yep.
Fucking getting high, getting high on life right now.
Get it.
Anyway.
But yeah, Chris Chu, one of my favorite people on the planet for sure. So if you feel called to that, he's actually holding a retreat right now as well. So it's going to be coming up in May and June as well. I think there's one in July and one in May. So if you want it, like, now's the time to contact him, because he's actually getting those people together and setting them up for the retreat as well down in Ecuador. So yeah.
Oh, Ecuador, nice.
Yep, perfect timing.
That was nice how we segued it into that. Yeah. And I also did a podcast interview with him.
Yeah.
Same setup, you know, little camera on the selfie stick, tripod, little mics. So I wanted to ask you before we get towards the end, is like, were you, like, people are probably thinking like, oh yeah, it's like some really deep spiritual guy. Like, were you into these like chakras and stuff like before you came out to Southeast Asia? Like,
I wasn't at all. Actually, I had my first like type of awakening when I came to Bali the first time. Like, go figure, right? Actually, what I mean by that is like the first time that I lived in Bali, because I came to North Kuta for the first time and I was kind of new. I didn't really know like how to travel, so I just booked a place by the ocean and by the airport. And it was like totally, you know, it was not really like my vibe. I mean, we made it work, but it was like 2 kilometers away from the ocean, and then that main road had nothing on it, plus I didn't have a bike. So it was not ideal, but I made it work, like I said. But the time that I came to live in Bali the first time, you know, Chris Chu as well helped me with a lot of activations, but it was like Mama Bali, again, the same type of thing. Like, when I came back here to live in Bali for good for a while, you know, and I went to Ubud, I was really working with these concepts, and that was when I was really diving deep into these things. There's a lot about outer work and your business and your life and whatever, but the inner work is some of the strongest work that really matters. And if you feel called to like start working with that, and then it really should open up a lot of other things for you in your life, like your relationships and your mindset and your emotional control and your intelligence. And the people you meet, the people you resonate with, like everything is vibration, everything is frequency and resonance. So if you have resonance with shitty foods, excuse my language, but like if you have resonance with bad foods that are not good for you, or if you have like those situations that can tend to bring you back all the time, they draw you again and again, and they draw from your energy and your heart, then essentially you're going to just continue to go towards those again and again because you have resonance with them. So everything is kind of like frequency, resonance, and vibration. So when I started thinking about things like that, this is where I was learning a lot of these concepts. And then I started working with the chakras, and I've also worked with plant medicines as well, and just trying to continue to develop my self-awareness and my self-love and my connections and my quality of people that I'm around, like all the people that like have helped me along my journey, people I've been fortunate enough to help as well. And that's kind of been what it's been like for my path. I feel that now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to ascend as human beings. I mean, like you want to talk about this, we could go all day, but it's like 3D to 5D. I mean, there's an ascension happening on the planet as well, and with people on the with resonance with that, and people that understand this shift are trying to focus on how to make their vessels stronger and pure, more pure, more clean, so we can align with higher frequencies that are actually on the earth already, but we're working with them as now we need to develop them and start leading that for other people as well. So that's kind of where I've been working with these type of little things, and always just focus on speaking my truth and whatever aligns with me and whatever I want to learn, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just focusing on the deep inner work. I mean, I got to do it. I got to continue to do it. And there's other people that have less like inner work to do, or less like baggage, or less stuff from the past that's holding them down, or they have more stuff that's holding them down. A lot of people have like anxiety and depression and like really deep concepts that they've been working with their whole lives. I've been fortunate enough to not be depressed or anxious usually, but like I have different things that I need to work on and things like that. And some people are already fairly aligned, so they can kind of just take a little skyrocket to the moon, you know, with their business and their life and get success like immediately. Some people have to work on like different scarcity mindsets. Like myself, I had a big scarcity money mindset that was really holding me down for a long time. Release that, work through that, let it go. Family karma, or whatever you want to call that, family baggage, family stuff. You know, a lot of people have that. Well, a lot of people have, like I said, depression from the past, where they have some traumatic event that was, you know, horrible, like their brother died or something like that, or someone was killed in their family. And these are hard things to work with, but they can be the catalyst to some of the biggest growth in your life. So I think it's just about where you are and focusing on what you need to do and what you want to do, what you feel called to, and then turning one page over of that at a time. You know, you resonate with one thing and you learn one concept, and you're kind of like, oh, let me peek into that. That's interesting. There's a reason that resonates with you. So following that down the rabbit hole and kind of doing your own thing is where it is, because it's all about you. It's not about what other people are doing with their lives or how they're feeling or their experiences or anything. It's like you focus on making yourself better, and then of course that spreads to everyone that you're around. So
heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Talk about a journey.
Journeys.
But it all started like you had the intention back in college to go on your own path, having the confidence and not being afraid to do you, and to opt out of the matrix. They say opt out of the system, which is, you know, the school, the college system, and then you get the 9-to-5 corporate job. So, you know, most people are in that, and you know, a lot of people that watch my videos are, you know, looking through the screen to the other side, just like we were watching Johnny and Anton on YouTube 5-6 years ago, and Jabril as well. Shout out Jabril, lots of videos from our trip with him coming soon. And so you did have that intention from the very beginning to follow your own path, and then once you come to Bali, it's just like it's like an awakening spiritual center, and it just happens to be a really popular home base for a lot of digital nomad, location independent individuals, because we live in this digital revolution time, and it's just so if you want to come here for vacation, which is like most people do, and you're wondering like, how the fuck are you guys living here? It's obviously, like I said, it's all because
this box. It's
all because of this little box that's like thin as a marker right here. It's all because you need to be able to earn remotely / earn online. And real quick, if you're wondering like, what are the ways so the 3 main categories of earning online, because this is important if you want to start your spiritual journey and live in Bali, you need to be able to sustain yourself.
Level 1.
Yeah, level 1 at the bottom, and that's the course that I'm working on, that we can talk about at the end.
Preach on, brother.
Is so you can be a remote employee, just work for your company, work from home, and work from anywhere. A lot of companies are allowing that. Or you can be a freelancer, so you're doing piecework for clients you're like an independent contractor doing jobs like copywriting, graphic design, video editing, Amazon freaking marketing, which I have a business doing, or you can own your own business, so own an online business, and that's a system, that's owning a system where you have an ability to get paid 24/7. Like my Amazon store is a business.
Or you have investments that you just live off of, but that's another level. That's a whole other tier.
That's outside of the three. So you obviously, every entrepreneur wants to make money and invest that and make your money work for you. So that's kind of the basis of the mindset. If you want to be able to live anywhere, you have to get your income from one of those three.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm making my whole course around this, like Digital Nomad University. There will be a link below, of course.
Who better to do it?
Yeah.
Seriously, Mr. Digital Nomad himself,
so
man. Mr. Living that life.
We were going to talk about, I was just telling him what it is, like at the very beginning.
We haven't talked in a while.
So this YouTube channel for the past like 3 years, the number one question I get is like, all right, bro, like you're living that life. How are you doing that? And so my first year, I was like, I do this Amazon selling thing. And they were like, how? And I was like, replying in the comments for a year. And then they were like, where can I buy your course? And I was like, oh, I don't have a course. So I made a course. But for the past 2 years, people were like, how do I get started? Like Riley, I want to live your type of life / I want to just travel for a couple years. How do I get started with this like online income, online hustles type thing? And it's like, you just need to pick a business model and just like do it.
Pick one. Pick one.
Yeah, pick one and do it. But people were like, hey, what are they? And so kind of the core around my new course, like Digital Nomad Blueprint, whatever name is like up in the air. But helping people wrap their head around the different ways to earn from a laptop. And then help them choose and then get started and then go. And then my recommended resources, okay, get this, download this. Here's your package, go learn it and do it. And so kind of filling that gap, because that's what everyone asks me. So that's what you do as an entrepreneur.
You feel the need,
Is you give people what they want.
Change value for money.
Which is, by the way, textbook 4-hour work week.
Same with working remotely when you have a job. It's the same type of thing. He was negotiating the same thing,
There's a chapter in the 4-hour work week about negotiating work agreements. There's a section in my course about this. It's kind of a course that's a little bit 4-hour work week, just in, like I regurgitate it and like spit it back out.
Tim Ferriss Jr. over here.
That's what they call me.
He even looks like him.
Dude, I've gotten it more than 10 times.
That's so funny.
And so mixed with the 4-hour work week mindset type broad stuff with like the travel lifestyle is like, possible now. Like that's really the main thing that like 4-hour work week blew so many minds and changed so many digital nomads' life. It just says this work remote lifestyle is possible now. And it's Tim Ferriss' story of doing it back in 2007.
2007.
Well, the book was released in 2007. Well, but he was doing it probably in 2004, a few years before that. But so that's the 4-hour work week.
That's so forever ago in the internet world as well. I mean, that's like ancient times.
So I always plug this is if you are interested in this kind of work remote travel as you run a business type thing, 4-hour work week is a good one to get. And my course is going to be kind of like that, but more specific breakdown. Okay, Amazon selling, what does that look like? Okay, drop shipping, what does that look like? What does it entail? Okay,
service business, copywriting, agency stuff. Like there's so many models.
Fucking apps and like, because we have met so many digital nomads that do so many things. So like I have a good feel of how much work each one takes, what still works, what's like not working anymore. And so that's what I'm trying to come out as my next online freaking school.
I mean, it's a good one to get into Riley's stuff like that, because like you said, I mean, we know between us, we know probably thousands, but we definitely know hundreds of people that are doing this exact thing. And we're thankful, at least I'll speak for myself, I know Riley's thankful, but we're thankful to be able to know all these people as well, because we've just built the connections year by year, and those type of connections expand, especially when you invest in them. Take people to dinner, learn, pick their brain, like hang out with them, like absorb the ideas, go to conferences, pay for your own courses, like buy books, things like that. Invest in yourself, invest in the people around you. So our network has expanded greatly. So we're able to see, like you said, what's working now, what's not working, what is focused on the actual skills that will be here for the next 5 or 10 years or whatever, or even longer than that. What type of things are probably not the best to get started in 2019, and things like that. So it's good to understand and continue to get the updated ideas from someone like Riley, who has a course on how to get started, especially for new people and the beginners.
Boom, bam,
say that.
absolutely, yeah. It's taken me a long. I've just been kind of like lazy about doing it. But as soon as I came to Bali, I was like, and the Bali Mastermind party was a big kind of, and I went to another 2-week villa boot camp, Mastermind. That really motivated me to get this done. So anyway, and so what are you working on nowadays? I know you're crushing it with your copywriting, and motiveinmotion.com is your website. And
so for me, I mean, my main thing is copywriting. I'm doing nothing else. So to the exclusion of everything else, like you said, Motive in Motion is my main site with copy. It's where I basically teach people who are new to copy on kind of how to get the skills and how to get clients as well. So there's that type of market that I'm serving right now. So if you are interested in copywriting and you would like to actually make that as a full-time career like I have for the past 3 years now, I think, just hit me up. And then the other segment is if you're actually running a business that's doing at least 10K a month, so 120 grand a year at least for revenue at the low level. If you're doing that already and you would like me to come supercharge your efforts and work with marketing campaigns, strategy, direct response copy, and advertising, hit me up for that. Those are the two people that I can really help the most at this point. I don't have courses, I don't have online things. I have like one book that I'm selling for a steal. It's like $50, so it's not my main thing. My main thing is serving clients that already have had successful businesses and are working to supercharge that and 10x those levels. I've helped a lot of people get a lot of amazing results with that, and they're documented on my site, my LinkedIn profile, Facebook, all that stuff. So if you're interested in that and you have a successful business running as well, hit me up for that. I have a little form you can fill out to give me more information on your business, and maybe if it's a right fit, we can set up a chat. Right now I'm fully booked, so probably not the greatest time, but at least hit me up to see if we have a good resonance. And like I said, speaking of resonance, then maybe we can have a chat down the line. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, man.
Fuck yeah. So the way I think about copywriting, real quick before I wrap it up, is copywriting is using your words for influence. It's becoming an expert communicator through typing, through the screen, and everyone does business on the screen nowadays, and that's the core of all of our businesses. Is we do business on screens, and everyone needs copywriting. Copywriting is text on your blog. So the way I look at copywriting is that's a skill that can pay you for life.
Exactly.
Pay you for life.
100%.
If you're an expert copywriter, always someone will need you to put words in the best way.
The way I look at it also is persuasion in print. And
persuasion in print.
Yeah, and that's not even my thing. That's Eben Pagan's that I'm borrowing right now. But persuasion in print, and that can mean printed on your website or direct mail as well. Direct response copywriting is gonna, like Riley just said, is gonna apply to everything and anything, and it's a skill that can pay you for life. But it's also like you're learning how human beings operate emotionally and logically, and how to convince them to buy things that are in their best interest. And so that will happen with services, products, business, e-commerce, anything and everything online. You need copy. You can't not have it. You can't not have words on your motion, on your motive. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you don't have anything going on without any words spoken to another. That's how we communicate now in this 3D realm for the moment. So that's kind of, like you said, a skill that can pay you for life. But not only that, it can help you really change a lot of people's lives, because you're helping them sell what the market needs and sell it well and efficiently and differently and uniquely. And then you're helping other people better their lives through the words that they're reading on the screen about your products and services. So that's kind of the sum up. So.
Yep, and I have known people who have made their first $1,000 online through freelance copywriting within the first 90 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know some have done 30 days.
It's absolutely possible.
But if the freelance thing kind of resonates with you, then freelance copywriting, especially if you're a native English speaker, is something that many people have done to make their first $1,000 online. Exactly. And clients will pay you up to thousands of dollars to write their XYZ words for their website, store, blog, magazine, whatever the fuck.
It's amazing. I mean, it's like there's so many options. There's hourly projects, there's retainers, there's consistent monthly income retainers, which I mean by that. Someone needs to have you post something consistently for their brand, and you get paid every month or maybe every 2 weeks. There's project basis. Yeah, marketing emails, consistent work like that. So if you get a good client and they have actually a good product, you can sell it, you can get behind it, then all you need to know is how to close. And it's not super simple, super easy, but the process is fairly boiled down to where it's like you get leads, you close them, and you deliver for them. So that can be branched out into hundreds of arenas and different ways of delivery, but basically you need to get leads and you need to convert them and you need to deliver for them. So if you master those three things, which will take a specific set of skills, then you will make your first $1,000. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but it is very possible to make your first grand online within 30 days or 90 days, 60 days. I mean, a lot of people, it depends on kind of know what you know how to do and how you know how to do it, because you need to actually hit the ground running with the right type of actions and not waste time and not have the opportunity cost of all just stepping in the mud puddles along the way when someone has already done that for you and whatnot. So that's why it's easy to learn from courses and books and mentors and people. I have my own copywriting mentors. I pay for my own groups as well, so I can actually be in the noise and the moment as well, like you said, for the updated content as well. So like I said, the two main people that I can help right now are the people who are wanting to learn that and need some close coaching and mentorship to get started on that, or if you're way above that level and you already have a business that's running at least 10K a month, and then you can actually start, maybe it's e-commerce, maybe it's information products, and you want to work on your messaging and your positioning and your marketing, your strategy, and the entire campaign strategy on how to deliver for that, then hit me up. I'm your man. So there's two things as well. Like I said, I'm fully booked at the moment, but those are the two things that I can help with the most and the people that I can help the most at this moment, because I'm doing that to the exclusion of all else, so I can actually be the master at that and the skill set and not mess around, just do that only that. So
it's your opportunity cost.
That's where I'm at right now. So yeah.
Boom. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was a good close to an hour podcast. If you're seeing clips of this, we did a good like 50 minutes about Ubud versus Changu,
Bali vibes,
the Bali freaking healing yoga spiritual revolution, and then about how you can kick that off by setting the intention to drop out of college, to do your own thing, and the intention of making your money remotely, making your career remote, because that opens so many opportunities to be location independent.
To be the right place at the right time. Yeah, essentially.
Being location independent is...
It's amazing.
I mean, we've been living...
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Ever done. I mean,
it's
really.
amazing.
Yeah.
You can be location independent.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like...
Sometimes I still get the shock of it as well. Like even when I come to your house tonight or whatever, obviously this is a very nice place. But in general, when I meet a friend, I met you last time in Chiang Mai. Met a bunch of people in Bali since, just this trip as well, just a couple weeks. And I'm just like, where's my friends? Oh, a lot of you are at Bali. All right, I'm going to go to Bali. And then, oh, where are you? You're in Malaysia? All right, cool. I'll hit you up when I'm back. Oh, you're in Chiang Mai, you're in Bangkok, you're in Saigon, you're in Medellin, you're in Europe, whatever. Like, I'm going to hit up anyone who I love and who loves me who's there. And then you're there and then we meet up, or you meet new people, or it's just amazing. I mean, you can be at the right place at the right time. You control your schedule, you control your time. And it's one of the best decisions we've ever made in our life. Yeah. And it just keeps paying dividends. And sometimes I still get the shock to where it's like, wow, this is my real life.
How is this real? Yeah.
So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, me too.
Super thankful,
Very thankful as well. It's, being able to not only be in any city that you want, but being able to control your daily schedule.
And your environment as well.
Oh, yeah. Set your own environment. You're obviously your work environment. You don't have to be in a cubicle or go to one place. Also the city, and also just your day-to-day schedule. So I can wake up when I want. I can work as late into the night as I want. Like whenever I'm feeling productive, whenever I'm feeling ready to go to the gym, freaking go.
Time to go.
Anyway, it's amazeballs, but we don't need to preach too much.
I don't need to tell you guys
that's kind of obvious. But it's good. It's a good reminder. Like, blessed. Very very blessed to, as I say, thankful to this magic technology that allows us to. This is the platform that allows us to grow spiritually and as a person as well, because we're free to, as you know, to be able to be so blessed to live in a magical place like Bali.
And time as well. This time is the best time to be alive right now. I mean, it's amazing. It's incredible. Nothing like it has ever happened.
As I preached about before, this is the digital revolution is the biggest revolution in the history of the world, bigger than the industrial, and we're right in the thick of it. The smartphone revolution, the laptop revolution, this is like...
Your water.
Got it. As Gary Vee and everyone says, this is the biggest opportunity ever in history, and it's still not too late to start a store, start a website, blog, copywriting business, whatever the heck. It's still the very beginning times. The internet is still very, very young. And what so many of us say is, like, really, really think about it, because you might look back, in 10 years and be like, whoa, right when I was in college, that was the internet revolution. Like, I should have taken advantage of that to be location independent.
It'll pass you by if you're not careful. I mean, like Riley said, it's not too late. Like, not only is it not too late, it's like, it's just christening. Like, it is the very beginning. And people don't recognize that. And so it's like, if you're looking back 10 years, 20 years in the future and like, damn, I could have taken that shot, but I didn't. And I didn't swing the bat. And I'll just tell you a little part of my life as well. It's like, it's been really, really hard, like very, very hard to actually put these pieces together. And now I'm finally at a place where I feel like I have a little momentum. But it's taken like 4 years, 4.5 or whatever. So we don't want to sell you some BS dream where it's like, yeah, just move out, quit your job, and you have no skills, no money, no savings. Yeah, you'll be fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, that's stupid. That's irresponsible advice. And I appreciate Riley for not doing that. Like, he's not trying to sell that dream.
Just go home and
reiterate. Yeah, you can. But the thing I'm saying is that that's a big opportunity cost where you come out, you have a great experience, it's cool. You could still fall flat on your face and go back home and rebuild. But why would you not want to at least set yourself up with a little bit of background skills and a little bit of opportunistic behavior where you choose to take the wave of the times and you leverage that for yourself and for your family and for your relationships and whoever you are trying to support right now. And that's all I'm saying is like, yeah, not only is it not too late, it's the very christening, and we are just figuring out how this is going to like affect the world for the next 20, 30, 50, 100 years and more. So yeah, jump in and get your thing, figure out one skill that you need, and then be able to build your life off the back of that.
Yeah. Also, jump in before the AI takes over in 2045.
Before you don't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. Before the freaking AI takes over the world. Yeah. So, real quick, because this is a huge thing that I'm also focused on trying to help people. I actually just met a podcast listener who dropped out of college after 1 year from Colorado State.
I saw that. I was like, oh, Colorado dropped out.
So he found my podcast through searching Thailand on Apple Podcasts. Went to my website, filled out the form to do an advising call with me, recorded it. It's on the second channel, and then he was also planning a trip to Thailand, and I met him in Bangkok. Like
I saw that. I saw the story. I was like, oh, cool, another Colorado dropout. Like,
another Colorado dropout. And
Colorado college, whatever.
I always like to share these stories because it's very hard to drop out in front of the pressure of everyone who's going along the system. So, like, how did you get the courage to do that, and what was that like? If like anyone who's thinking like school sucks, but like I can't drop out because of parents, like friends, whatever.
I think. That's a good question. Honestly, I just felt in a deep sense that my autonomy was my own and no one else's. So I'm in control of my life and my decisions, and I have free will to choose what I want for my life and my future. And I just made the decision and the responsibility that no one else would be able to like dictate against that. And even my family, where they love me so much, they want to give me opportunity. I'm so thankful for that as well. But they weren't aligned with those plans until I actually start getting my own thing rolling, and now they look to me as in like, we're like, he's doing well, we love him, he's doing great, everything's cool. Telling the social circles back home that everything's great. But at the point of like making the decision, it was all down to me, and I was going against the grain of literally everyone. I mean, even my closest friends were like, dude, are you sure you're not like throwing away a big opportunity? I was like, no, I'm like picking up a big opportunity, like trust me on this one.
So, trust me on this one.
I had the opportunity to do it, I had the responsibility to make the choice, and I recognized that the personal autonomy that I had was my life. Like, it's my life. It was a weird thing where other people were trying to say like, no, you shouldn't do it, or like I had other people, like even my neighbors, they'd be like, well, you'll be back, you'll be back in college, it's okay. I mean, just because they did it that way, and they thought that I would, fall on my face and like go back to the United States with my tail between my legs and whatever. And I got this close to that like several dozen times. I mean, I will be honest, several dozen times, legit. Got so close to that, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't have any of this. I don't have any money left. I don't have anything going. Like everything's going crazy and like very stressful and whatnot. But I learned through the lessons that I got through that. But at the beginning of it, to answer your question, it was an autonomous decision. It was like, my life is mine, and I have my responsibility to make my choices to affect my life. Like my life will affect other people later on as well, and it always does. It always ripples out from whatever choices you make, if it's positive or negative. But at the end of it, I was like, this is my life, dude. I want to live and travel, and I want to go do my thing. And like, I didn't know if it was going to be easy or hard or whatever, and it was very difficult, but like it was totally worth it. Like I would do it again 10 times in a row. So it was just that. It was just choice. It was like, this is my life. Even though I'm 20 years old at that time, I was like, I'm 20. I still am choosing my life decisions, and why would I let someone else tell me about what they want me to do?
You're over 18, sense. You're an adult.
Exactly.
Like at the end of the day, that's why I'm saying nowadays, nothing more important than to do you. And I like to share these stories because a lot of people, if you read the YouTube comments and these like college debt videos, people are like, anyway, it's just like so sad because a lot of people don't like school. When we grew up, probably 8 out of 10 kids, I hate school. And then after high school, then we go into college, but you don't like school. You're not a school person. You're not an academic type person. Yet you're still in it because like there's really no other alternative. And so if you don't like school and you know you want to go the independent path, then I like to share these stories that it's your life. It's not your parents' life. It's not your college advisor's life. They're heavily biased, obviously.
That's a great point.
Your high school advisors are heavily biased. I like to consider myself an anti-college advisor or college alternative advisor. I have a blog article called College Alternatives, which is what the young man in Bangkok found. And I have my form on there. It's like, this whole quiz is like, it's genius. I want to make it even better too. So I'm the anti-college alternative advisor, and it's your life at the end of the day. All we're sharing is this is possible. I've been documenting my life for freaking 4 years out here, just sharing what's possible, giving back because people like Johnny and Jabril shared what's possible about this digital nomad lifestyle, and it's definitely not easy. There were times at the very beginning, first year in Chiang Mai, where we were trying to figure it out. Parker and I and you right there in like Pun Space with Chris Chu and like so many others, and like Ocean, who's now super successful, 2 podcasts with him, making beats, ran into him in Changu the other week.
Making passive income off beats.
At the very beginning, it's going to be, well, it depends on your savings and like your situation, but we were like, as they like to say in the comments, scraping by in Chiang Mai, but that's why Chiang Mai you can live on under $1,000 a month. And
it's an uphill battle no matter what you want to do. Like you're going to do something new, you have no skills, you have no experience, you have no connections. So like you start at ground zero. So like that's the main thing. You got to recognize that like you're starting here and you want to be here over the however long you think I could get here in 1 year. It's like, probably not. Like maybe. I don't want to limit it for you, but like maybe. But usually it's going to take steps, and then it's going to take slips, and then fall up the cliff and scrape your knee, and then get back on the same cliff, and then get back to a new height, new peak. And it takes time and it takes experience. So if you're starting with no connections, no experience, no savings, no skills, then I'm not just saying drop out of school and run to everything that you choose to do. I'm just saying that start where you are and go to where you want to be, and then you'll figure out things along the way and learn and read and invest in yourself. That's how you get there over time. So just recognize the big picture. That's all.
And as they would say in Bali, pay attention to your heart. Follow your heart. Like as cheesy it seems, like a year ago I would still say like, follow your heart. But like now I'm learning more about this like energy healing and like being around these Bali people. But like your heart is actually like very scientifically it's energetic. Obviously people know that, but that's the most important thing. Do what you feel. You said it's just like the big picture is just like a big pic. You had a feeling that this is not right. And same with the young man I met in Bangkok who dropped out. You have that feeling, but most people would suppress it because it's going against everything. Follow your intuition. Follow your feeling. Do what you want. Do what you feel. That's what they all like. Even the schools, even like teachers say, do what you want. Like
they say it.
Do your dream. Like do what you love.
Your heart has electromagnetic connections. It's actually very strong. It's its own center. So it already kind of knows, as well as picking up stimuli from your environment, it knows what it wants to do. Similar to your gut, where you can feel intuition in your gut. You feel that. It's got so many billions of bacteria that are intelligent, and they're feeling out your environment because it's a primal system that's been on for whatever, hundreds of millions of years, as you figure out how to develop that. But people have shifted and teaching people to like come from here back up to here, and it's not like your brain is not good or helpful, but it's just like your heart and your gut and your body knows what to do as well. And so like you said, it's like when people want to suppress it, it's because you're, whatever you want to frame it as, I choose to say like raising your vibration. Like you're raising your vibration, your connection, and then people feel that you're doing something that they would like to do somewhere deep down as well. It's not like everyone wants to be a digital nomad, and that's just naive. I don't agree with that. I'm saying that when someone like knows that they've locked themselves in their own mental and emotional prison, as in like they hate a job that they take and they just stay there forever, or they do some relationship that's really, really unhealthy for them, but they stay forever. Like they've locked themselves in their own emotional prison through their words and actions and ideas, and then they see you breaking out of the mold, and they're like, oh well, like that kind of brings up emotional connection or disconnection with me. It's very, very like hard to feel that in myself because you're doing it. I'm gonna hate you for it. I'm gonna dislike what you're doing, and so then I'm gonna try to like show you that like no, life's hard and you can't do it. And it's just a normal thing. It's like the crabs in the bucket syndrome, So
exactly, there will be haters, as you said. People were like, "Yeah, you'll be back." People like literally questioned you, bro. Are you sure? Like people will. you know, people's parents will say no. You know, I've had people tell me like, either
I want to, but my parents say no.
Yeah, like my parents said that they won't support me, or like you told me before that like your mom even cried.
Yeah, my mom cried. I mean, I feel guilty to this day about that, you know, but my mom cried with that. Like, I mean, we're good now. It's just like she was so upset that I was going out to, you know, do something totally uncharted. But then I knew in my heart of hearts that it was the right thing for me. And now my mom and my dad are just so supportive of what I'm doing, and I can travel whenever I want to see them, and I connect with them, and everything is much better. It's just because they trust my judgment now more than I trusted myself so much at that level to make this leap, and then like that has never gone anywhere. Sometimes I doubt myself. Of course, everyone has self-doubt. Along the journey, I've been like, oh, I'm not sure, like, is this the right way or that the right way? Maybe I shouldn't have done this, or maybe I should, you know, it's like I'm always having that active mind, or I was. But the point is, I had the intuition and the strong, like, decision to make that, you know, pathway come true. And then that has not wavered because I knew that I was going to get what I wanted to go. So then other people kind of jumped on board, if you will. Like, so they see that now in me, and they're like, yeah, I knew it. Like, even my family, they're like, yeah, a lot of, you know, I knew you would be successful. I knew you'd kill it with it, you know. And they were saying the total opposite before. And some of my friends, some of my communities, I'm like, you know, I'm not obviously that close with those type of people anymore, because it's like, well, you know, you doubted me in the beginning, and nowadays, you know, we're not thinking on the same vibration as well. So it's just kind of a split, and there's no love lost with that. It's just like, this doesn't resonate anymore. So when people tell you that, it's like those same type of people will definitely tell you like, oh, like, you know, I knew you'd make it, I knew you'd do well, and they believe that they have that trust and confidence in you that you had on yourself all along. So that's all I'm saying is build the base emotional level where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right no matter what, and I'll be okay. I'll learn what I need to do. Yeah. So
and your relationship with your parents are better than they would have been, because you are your true self now.
Totally.
You're your true self, rather than like suppressing your gut feeling and your heart feeling, going towards the normal. You're your true self, so your parents know that you're your true self now. Same thing with myself and so many others on this same kind of independent path, whatever you want to call it. But so and back to the story about, you know,
saying we're like, we've done 15 minutes. We wrap this up. It's been great. Actually, you know what?
It's too good. We'll make this the final. As it comes to around an hour, is I just did an interview with a Canadian guy named Eric Engels, and he's a great story, great interview, because he followed the plan that we all kind of followed. Is he came out to the Nomad Summit in Chiang Mai, came out to the conference, was working on his online hustle for a few months, didn't end up working out though. Didn't end up getting traction and making more than $1,000 a month. So went back home for 9 months to save up money, and then came to the Nomad Summit again for 2019.
Just up here.
And then I met him again, and now he's got his Amazon dropshipping, and now he just made $2K last month, and it's around more than a consistent $1K a month, so he can stand in Chiang Mai and have no distractions and work on his full-time business, but living that life. And we know several friends that came out to the conference in 2014.
They had to take some time home and come back,
Yeah, they had their online business wasn't making more than $1K a month to stay out there, and so they went back home for another month. And for example, Jacob did that, went home for like a year or maybe like a year and a half, and now he's back in Bangkok and he's making more than all of us.
Crushing it, He had a lot of time also to focus. I won't go deep because that's personal and that's out of respect, but he had a lot of time to work on his family stuff as well. So it's like, that's all I'm going to say about that. But like, the thing is, what I'm talking about here is the same type of thing. It's like, you need to work on yourself first, the inner work. And so that's part of the reason he was able to align with mentors and like people who could bring him into a business that was making ridiculous amounts of money. And so it's like, it's sometimes you got to take a step back to take 20 forward, you know. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Anyway, that was my final point. Young Evan.
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, that was epic. Subscribe to all the stuff. Check the links in the description. You already know. Blessings from Bali and around the world. See you guys.
Much love.
Yo, thanks for watching that video till the end. If you liked it, I guarantee you're gonna like the hundreds of other videos that I have on this channel. So right now, I would like to ask you to click that big ass subscribe button right now. It's totally free. It's just like following me on Instagram. It's just gonna make it a little bit more likely that YouTube suggests my videos to you down the road. And if you get bored of my face in the future, you can always just stop clicking on my videos and they will stop showing up as often. So thanks for helping me get to 100K. I'm gonna get back to work and I'll see you on the next video.